In future, European meteorologists will use a more complex system of electromagnetic waves and lasers to track volcanic ash clouds. Previously, there wasn't an effective system for pinpointing exactly where an ash cloud was and where it would be safe for aeroplanes to fly. That's about to change. The umbrella organisation of the European Meteorological Services is setting up a network named e-Profile, which will be able to precisely predict movement of volcanic ash particles in the atmosphere over Europe. The project is led by the Meteorological Service in Payerne.
eProfile konkret ist ein Netzwerk.
eProfile is a network that consists of two types of instruments. One enables us to detect volcanic ash, the other measures wind direction and speed.
Der Instrumententyp erlaubt uns, die Windgeschwindigkeit und die Windrichtung zu messen.
It takes a laser to find out whether there are ash particles in the sky.
Nous avons un système au sol qui va émettre.
The system sends out ultraviolet rays into the atmosphere. Some rays will strike molecules and aerosols and will be reflected. A very small, very weak amount.
Molécules ou aérosols dans l'atmosphère et une petite partie va être réfléchie.
Sensors on the ground will detect the reflected signal and tell us whether there are aerosols and how big their concentration
La
is.
présence ou l'absence d'aérosols ainsi que la concentration ou la densité des nuages d'aérosols.
The longer it takes for the reflected signals to come back, the higher up the particles are. So once you know where the ash particles are, you want to predict in which direction they move. This can be done with a wind profiler, a radar system making use of the Doppler effect. The effect can be observed, for instance, when an ambulance passes a person in the street. A siren sounds higher as it approaches, as each sound wave takes a shorter time to reach the observer and causes an increase in the frequency. When the siren moves away, the reverse happens and the sound gets lower. Instead of sound waves to measure wind speed, the scientists use electromagnetic waves, which are reflected by particles in the air. Again, if the particles are moving, the waves come back at an altered wavelength. The faster the wind, the stronger this effect is. Across Europe, 17 meteorological services are now installing such systems to observe ash clouds. But predictions can only be made once all the stations are linked.
Sehr wichtig bei einem Vulkanausbruch ist, dass man in Echtzeit
When there's a volcanic eruption, it's important to have real-time data exchange. To know what's happening in the skies above England, Ireland or Denmark.
jetzt über Irland, wie ist die Situation über Dänemark.